Welcome everyone to A Course in Miracles meditation. Today's meditation is a forgiveness process. It's based on seeing the face of Christ. So to start with, let's just sink. Let's get really quiet in our minds. Sink beneath all the little waves in our mind, the little thoughts. Let's just sink. Let all thoughts be still. Go into that quietness. If you want to, you can wiggle your toes and your fingers and just focus on everything releasing through them. All muscles will soften as you soften those two. Feel all the muscles in your face, head, neck, shoulders, all relax as thoughts become still. It's always the mind that stills, and then the body, because the body is in our mind. The body reflects what's in the mind. So stillness and quietness in our mind. We just commit to 30 minutes to dedicate the next 30 minutes to joining with the love that I am. And let everything go and just be willing. I'm willing to have the truth come in to my mind about who I am and about who everyone else is. I'm willing to see everything differently, to have vision, true perception, and holiness in my mind. I open myself up and allow the healing balm of the love that God is, that I am, come in and be the only thing that is present in my mind. I just let that love and light to surround me, envelop my mind, and be all. So today we are going to go through a forgiveness process. Before we do, I'd just like to remind ourselves, we have these reminders. The reminder is this world is a dream. It has no reality. God did not take on any form that could suffer and die. And that I am responsible for what I see, my perception of everything. I am responsible for every single meaning I put on everything. And if I am responsible, then it means that it can be healed, that I have a decision of choice. So if everything that I'm upset about is the meaning I have given it and my perception, and I am responsible for that, I can change it. It can be changed. And thus, through the change, I can bring every seemingly upset and have it transformed to peace and love. So being responsible for my perceptions is good news. It means that nobody is doing anything to me, that the world is not doing anything to me. It brings me back to the cause. I am 100% responsible for all the meaning I put on everything, all the thoughts that I use to judge and compare, all the thoughts that tell me a story, a sad story, an anxious story. I am responsible for joining them. And so I can move away from them. I can move to another way of seeing it. I can see peace instead of this. I can see the Christ instead of this. I can see the Holy Spirit instead of this. I can see love instead of this. I can see holiness instead of this. So to start with, to begin, before we go into our meditation process, I'd like to invite Hannah-Lee to sing this lesson, what words have come to her to be sung. So sit quietly and just let your mind rest and listen. Thank you.
Thank you, Kate. True ease, ease. Truth is here. Now you are the Christ, pure and innocent. Now all is forgiven and released. Now
Thank you, Annalie. I'll go off into such a beautiful, spacious place. When you sing, it's so gorgeous. And that's it. We're just meant to be in that spacious, all-encompassing love, just completely empty of thought, of ego thoughts, of ego fears and worries and comparisons. So Jesus tells us in his course that meditation and contemplation are different paths to his path. He tells us that his path, his course, is through holy relationship, awakening through holy relationship. Holy relationship is when you perceive everyone through the Holy Spirit. We look upon everyone with his vision as God would see him. The Holy Spirit is God's voice, God's reminder, the reminder that comes into our mind, that wakes us up to who we are and where we are. So we awaken to the truth through a holy relationship. So instead of seeing through the ego or perceiving through the ego, so instead of perceiving my brother through my ego past fear thoughts, I start to perceive him through my Holy Spirit, holy thoughts, holy perception. It can be any brother, any brother, any brother that you have a grievance towards. This course is about me. I take responsibility for every single perception I have of everything and everyone. I take responsibility for it, and I ask the Holy Spirit to help me see it differently. And I get another perception. I have holy perception, true vision. One of the fastest ways to having our mind awaken to its own Christ self is to see all. It's not seeing the Christ, but it's an inner attitude, it's an inner knowing, it's an inner perception of our brother. So today I'm going to lead you through an exercise where we will do this. Gary Renard has a forgiveness process in one of his books, and it goes like this. You are the Christ, perfect and innocent. All is forgiven and released. I'm going to be expanding on that today, adding a few more words in for this particular meditation. So what I want you to do is, if you aren't sitting down or lying down with your eyes closed, if you could do that now, or just stop what you're doing, close your eyes, and I want you to bring into your mind your mother's face. And I want you to imagine putting your hands around her face like this, holding it as if she was the dearest person you'd ever met. So you hold her face and you look into her eyes and you say to her, you are the Christ. You are beautiful. You are guiltless. You are innocent. You are pure. You are love. You are perfect. I love you. I bless you. And I honour you. I release you. Now I want you to bring your father's face into your mind. I want you to put your hands gently on his face. I want you to feel your heart opening, willing that this process is releasing blocks in my own mind. Look into your father's eyes. Say, I love you. I bless you. I honour you. You are the Christ, perfect, whole, complete. You are guiltless. You are completely innocent. You are the beautiful, holy Son of God. I love you, my brother. I release you. Now I want you to bring into mind somebody that you have a grievance against. I want you to hold their face in your mind. Put your hands around their face. Look into their eyes and say, you are the Christ. You are perfectly innocent. You are guiltless. You are love. You are the holy child of God. I love you. I bless you. And I honour you for who you are. I see only your innocence. I see only your pure, holy self. I release you. In this process, if you feel any disturbance as you do this, you can be sure that there is a block that doesn't want to be removed. But we have to be willing to see the innocence. There is no separate person outside our mind. There is no separation. There is just a thought of separation. Ideas leave not their source. I am an idea in the mind of God. How I look on everyone here, I have to, the coming back, the way out of the belief of separation is through holiness, through holy vision, what we just did. So use that process anytime you're upset with anyone, because the block is in our mind. We take full responsibility for every upset we think that is happening to us. We take responsibility for it, and we go through it by using this process. So we come out of the dream of separation through holiness, through seeing everyone as holy, until our mind sees everyone as the perfect Christ, innocent, guiltless self. When we see everyone that way, our mind is completely healed. It is completely free of judgment, and we awaken to our Christ self, and we see that it was all our projection, that there is only the Christ, there is only love. And God, which is perfect love, is what I am. So God is not separate to me because I am perfect love, and so is God. So God, then the word God gets dissolved because there is no me and God. There's just perfect love. That is the awareness of perfect oneness. So, how do I know I have a block? I know I have a block when I can't see my brother as sinless. If I remind myself that when I am willing to see my brother as sinless, this is a benefit to me, to having the peace of God. It can motivate me to do this process. If I can remind myself that hanging on to a judgment hurts me, then I can know that I will not experience the peace of God while I judge one brother here. If I hold one brother in my mind as guilty, I will not awaken to the love that I am. This is an all or nothing scenario. So I must be very willing and vigilant to practice this. If I desire the peace of God above all else, I will not allow the ego mind to hold a brother out of this holy love, this holy relationship. My relationship with my brother is through the holiness that we join in, that is in my mind. I take full responsibility for everything I perceive in anyone. Therefore, I can shift it and have the miracle of my heart opening to love, to a love beyond this world. So from me to you, you are the Christ, perfect and innocent, sinless. You are holy, you are perfect, you were created by love as love. I see only your holiness. You are perfect. I love you, I bless you, and I honour you as your beautiful Christ self. Thank you. And we're going to have Annalie sing again to finish off today's meditation. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Kate. You are the Christ. pure and innocent. Now all is forgiven. And released. Now true truth is he. Now